All right, y'all, we are live. I just need for the video to connect on my other monitor so I can grab that link and put it in our group so that our community can conveniently join us on YouTube Live. And in the YouTube Live comments, okay, there is the link. Let me grab it and throw that over here for our, oh, it did not, hold on. It did not copy the link, actually. It copied something else. Okay, here we go. Now let's try that again. Boom, there we go. Let's make sure that gets it to the group. All right, let me make sure I can see all of our people in the YouTube chat. We got Glow already over here. Good morning, Glow. All right. So, if you are an entrepreneur that is spinning their wheels and struggling to make it to your first six figures in business, this morning show is just for you. But if you want to be in studio for this show and have the opportunity to take advantage of the hot seat to get your individual obstacles addressed, just like Shawana, Kennedy, Kimberly, Dr. LaFera, Dr. Latoya, and Dr. Tachi are in studio right now, you need to be a part of our group, okay? That's just one of the ways you can take advantage of the value given by the group. So go to shaycannon.info/group to join us. We come together as a free business mastermind, giving more value than most paid masterminds. We have three pillars that we go by to give that value. Number one, we come together and build community with events like a virtual happy hour and a movie club night. Number two, we are intentional about collaborating to make each other's businesses better and make money together. In fact, we have a collaboration event tomorrow, okay? Number three, we have conversations that are transformational for your business growth, like free trainings, which we have day 2 going on tonight, and this very morning show. So join us, shaycannon.info/group. Good morning, Dewan over there on the YouTube side. Well, let's get started. Welcome to your first six figures morning show. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/writing. That's shaycannon.com/writing. I'm going to drop that over there for you guys, because what we're talking about is contributing writing to elevate your brand and increase your revenue, okay? Last week we talked about speaking. This week we're talking about contributing writing. Both are very powerful tools to introduce yourself to more and more people so that you can bring them in and eventually, okay, get them to buy from you. Now, I think that contributing writing is a stronger tool because it's longer lasting. People can find what you wrote several months from now, several years from now, and it can still have the same effect as it has right now today, right? So that is the value of it. If you want to know more benefits about contributing writing, go to Monday's replay. It was all about the benefits, okay? So that was part 1. If you want to know more about the type of platforms you should be trying to contributing writing for or be a contributor to, go to yesterday's replay. That was part 2. It was all about platforms and how to pick one, okay? You even got a ChatGPT prompt in the meeting notes for yesterday, but also in the replay, I showed you what that was, okay? Today, what we're going to talk about is structure, all right? Structure. Because when you're doing writing for these different platforms, they usually want it in a particular way. And also, you need to be adding things to make sure that it works for you too, okay? So structure. Platforms usually have guidelines, suggestions, and examples as the best way to write for their readers. There are also items you want to make sure of to include so that you can garner the attention of your ideal client and maximize the opportunity for yourself. Start by identifying a brief, engaging bio at the end of each piece with a clear call to action, okay? Inviting readers to visit your website, subscribe to your newsletter, or download a valuable lead magnet. So they call this a byline, BYLINE. It's one word. And that is your bio that you use when you're doing contributing writing. And you definitely want to have a call to action in it. You definitely want to let them know where to find you other than that platform. So the byline is very important. All right. Then we want to make the transition seamless to aim to educate and provide value throughout that article, okay? Because they're getting to know you. This may be the first time they've heard of you, so we definitely want to give value throughout the article. Naturally guiding readers toward wanting to learn more about who you are and what services you provide, okay? Additionally, optimizing articles for SEO with relevant keywords will improve organic reach, bringing more potential clients to your content. All right. So that's what's in the blog. But here on the morning show, we give you more. All right. So let me pull out these show notes so I can share more with you. All right. Cool beans. Now, if you don't know who I am, if you're new to this place. My name is Shay Cannon. I'm your host. I'm an award-winning fractional chief operating officer to an exclusive clientele of 6- and 7-figure CEOs, living my best life just 3 blocks from the beach in Mexico, okay? I use my superpowers to create a foundation of business growth to position online service-based entrepreneurs like you to generate your first 6 figures to fund your desired freedom lifestyle, even if you don't have a team. All right. So that's who I am. That's what I do and who I do it for. Let's get into this structure. All right. So we got today's list is not as long as the other lists, right? Because I have more examples than a list. But there are, let's say, 8 parts to this list. All right. When I do the round robin, we will start with Dr. Tachi. And what I want you to listen for is, would you have any obstacle? Okay. Structuring your article for these platforms, because we need to remove obstacles today. All right. Because the structure of this platform is going to be the thing that may be a yay or a nay of you getting on their platform. Okay. So listen and see, is there anything you would have any iota of a problem with? We need to solve it today. All right. Now, again, I have, let me see, 8 and a bonus, really. All right. So number 1, you need to get your pre-writing considerations done. Okay. We're just going to say preparation. You need to prepare to write. So you need to identify based on the platform what need that you're going to address for your ideal client. Okay. So you want to review the main points, the goals, the interests of the ideal client that you want to make sure to infuse within this article. All right. You want to set clear goals, right? Do you want the reader to visit your site? Do you want them to download a resource? Do you want them to subscribe to something? So decide what the goal is of this actual article. Then you want to choose relevant keywords, and we're going to talk more about SEO later, but you definitely want to pick and kind of research what are the keywords we want to use, because what that's going to do is going to help us get found past their regular readers. As people are Googling and looking for stuff, you will pop up on that platform. Okay, cool beans. Number 2, crafting an engaging headline. Okay, crafting an engaging headline. You want to use value-driven headlines. You want to create a headline that immediately highlights the benefits, okay? Because nowadays people take their time seriously. They're not going to get into your article to figure out what you're talking about. They don't want to go for cutesy titles that they don't really know what the value is. You're going to have to put the value in the title, okay? Next, you're going to have to make it clear and compelling. So avoid jargon, avoid industry words. Use clear words. Use the words they would use, because you should know what those are if you were in the business clarity clinic, right? So use the words that your ideal client would use so that they immediately can self-identify that that's something they already know and want, okay? Next, we're going to include a few keywords in the title, okay? So that's how we're going to craft our headline. Number 3, we need a strong opening paragraph, okay? If we can't get these people, if we can't hook them in that first paragraph, they're not going to read the rest of your stuff, okay? So we need a strong opening paragraph. So hook the reader's attention. You can start with a question. You can start with statistics. You can start with a relatable statement to draw the readers in, okay? We want to clearly state the value. Again, let the readers know what they'll be gaining by reading this article. You can even do like, and I'm going to tell you about 1, 2, 3, right? Go ahead and tell them, and then you can separate them out in the following paragraphs, okay? And it's funny because I don't structure my blogs that way. That's on my site, because most people get to my blogs through this morning show. And so I kind of do that through the introduction of the morning show instead of just the blog. All right. So keep that in mind. Number 4, providing value in the content. Okay. Now we're past that introductory paragraph. So we want to make it educational. We want to make it actionable. Okay. We want to do some storytelling to connect all the stuff. You know how when you want to give a child some medicine, you might wrap it up in some cheese or something, or your dog, wrap it up in peanut butter. We want to wrap this value up in a story so that they can follow it and get all the way to the end. Okay. We want to use analogies, examples, and metaphors so that the description that we're giving, we can actually put a picture in their head of an example of that description of the value. We want to incorporate research and data. We want to address common misconceptions. Okay. When you do all of that, you have an article. Let me tell you, you will have an article. Now, number 5, we want to structure for readability. Structure for readability. Okay. So we want to use sub-headlines to break up the content. We want to use bullet pointed lists and points. Okay. We want to use short paragraphs because people, if it look like a book, they're not reading it, or they're going to try to set it aside for later and never get to it. Okay. So we want to have short paragraphs. I'm going to tell you, they could be some long sentences, but once you start getting past 5 sentences, people kind of skip off that anyway, right? So let's say anywhere from 3 to 5 sentences. All right. Include visuals if you are allowed. Okay. Not only should you have a visual just for the article itself, but the more you include visuals within the article, the better, right? For example, some of the visuals I give y'all on this morning show, if I were writing an article for another platform, I actually would just include those visuals inside of the article. But here on the morning show, what I do is I give you the bare minimum in the blog, and then we talk more about it, and then I show you visuals on the morning show. But if it wasn't my own platform and I wasn't doing it like this, and I'm writing for somebody else, like when I show y'all examples of funnels and all of that, I would have an example of a funnel in the actual article. Okay. Last but not least, add some quotes in there so that you are quotable. People can tweet it, you're tweetable, all of those types of things. One of my quotes that people run with is when I say you don't get the life that you want, you get the life that you calendar. When I'm talking about time management, think about some quotables so that when it comes to the different areas of expertise that you talk about, people can easily quote you. All right. And they remember that stuff. And then that helps them remember you and remember your expertise. All right. If you can include some client testimonials in there, like if we can just pull it in there, right? And you don't make it obvious, like it's not a video, it's not a picture of them and then their words. It's, I have a client that and I help them to as an example, right? Okay. So you can tell it in story form, make it an anecdote. Okay. Number 6, we want to craft a strong call to action, a CTA. All right. So in that byline, we want to include a short bio that introduces you, okay, and a call to action. For example, my call to action these days is join my group, right? That's my only call to action for people who don't know me these days. Join my group. That's going to be the one. Now, make the call to action clear and relevant. I'm telling them why they need to join the group. I'm telling them what's waiting there for them. I'm comparing it to other things like paid masterminds. So you want to be very clear on what's relevant to them about your call to action. And you want to use a compelling offer. So what is the value that they're going to get, right? So you have a call to action, a byline, but did you know you can also do a call to action in some of the content, right? For example, sometimes, depending on the platform guidelines, you can say, hey, if you want to know more about this, I can help you to do whatever. Just download this guide, download this, whatever. So you can possibly put a lead magnet inside of the actual article toward the end, depending on what platform you're writing for and what their guidelines are. So that gives you 2 call to actions, one in your bio, your byline, and one in the actual article. All right. Number 7, let's go deeper into SEO optimization. Integrate words naturally. So once you put together that list of the SEO words, we want to naturally use them. Okay. We want to naturally add them in there. We want to optimize meta data elements. Okay, so we want to use the strong titles, but also if you're doing pictures, you want to make sure you give the meta titles, the metadata for those pictures, because a lot of you are just throwing pictures in there, and what's happening is the picture comes up as a bunch of numbers or something, because that's the way that you downloaded it, right? It's the numbers, what's the title of the picture. So it's pulling up just that title. It's pulling, and let me tell you how I'm bad at that, y'all. I'm real bad. I need to get better. Okay. But also you have the opportunity to insert metadata. So not just the name of the picture, but also you can insert specific metadata. So when you're contributing writing, if you're not the one that's uploading to the platform, you can give them the instruction of what metadata that you want. Okay. Because that'll allow it to be more relevant to what your goals are rather than just what their goals are. Okay. Internal and external links. Okay. A lot of times some platforms want you to give outside validation for what you're saying. So they may want you to quote Forbes or another larger publication. It just depends. But if you're going to do that, then you're going to link it to relevant content that has a higher authority than the platform that you're on. Don't be linking to their competitors. Okay. Don't link it to their competitors. And sometimes you can link to other articles on your own website. It just depends on what the platform's guidelines are. Okay. But using internal, external links, great. Okay. If you have written for that, if you've written for that platform before and you've written on certain things, you can definitely link to an old article that you've written for them before. So that's also a great strategy. All right. Number 8, our last point. Final polishing and proofing. Okay. We want to edit for clarity and consistency. We want to proofread for errors. We want to check the flow and the readability. Okay. Some of y'all speak too complex and you write too complex. Take it down to lowest terms. Okay. It's almost like if a fifth grader can't understand it, then you know what I'm saying, most adults won't be able to understand it either, unfortunately. So we need to put it in simplest terms. We're not out here trying to prove we're smart. We're out here trying to serve. And you cannot serve if these people cannot understand what you've written. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right. We want to add a compelling summary or key takeaway in the conclusion. All right. So those are the 8 things. I got a bonus thing because some of these platforms, they require that you include the picture that goes along with the article. All right. So this is where you want to find a picture. It could be a picture that you took yourself. Okay. A high resolution picture that you took yourself, a high resolution picture that someone you know took that you have the rights to use. Okay. You can buy stock photos from paid stock photo sites. You can go to the free stock photo sites that allow you to use stuff for commercial use. What you cannot do under any circumstances is just Google something and take a picture from Google. You cannot do that when you're writing for these other platforms. You do not have the rights to use those pictures for what you want to use them for. Okay. So you cannot do that. Now, I will tell you most of the pictures in Canva come from those free stock photo sites. So possibly Canva. But the problem with that comes in this last point, and that is you may be required to include photo credits. Okay. So you don't just download a bunch of pictures and don't know where you got them from. And when you download pictures from Canva, you actually don't know the real source of that picture to give credits from. So it's best to either you took the picture, somebody you knew took the picture and gave you the rights to use it. You got it from a paid stock photo site where you can just say you got it from that paid stock photo site, Shutterfly, Shutterstock, all of them kind of places. And there are the free sites like Pixel, Pixel.com. What is it? Is it Splash.com? Some of those are some of the ones that you could use. Dr. LaFera says, so no AI generated pictures. You can definitely use AI generated pictures and just give credit to DALL-E or Midjourney or whatever, right? And some people even require what the prompt was, okay? It just depends. But everybody doesn't like AI generated pictures because some of y'all don't know how to generate them right. Some of y'all pictures look AI generated. If you are doing something techie, if you're writing about something techie, then the ones that look obviously AI generated are fine. But if you're talking about some real world stuff and you use an AI generated picture that looks AI, you lose credibility. Okay. So if you know how to prompt for an AI picture that looks what they call photorealistic, okay, it looks like a real picture and not, I don't know, this painting, you know what I'm saying? Then go for it. Dr. Tati said you can also go to creativecommons.com. All right. But y'all can just Google for free stock photo pictures, commercial use, and it'll come up with a bunch of websites. Okay. So it's not a big deal. All right. Now, let's see. I have some examples of some guidelines for you guys. So let me share my screen. All right. Do you guys see the Good Men Project? I think you do. Okay, cool. So this is their editorial guidelines. Okay. And, theirs is a little more laid back in how they have it structured. This is even a Google document. Okay. So first, do no harm, no racism, sexism, or homophobia. Overall brand mission is to have a discussion about what it means to be a man in 21st century, how men's roles are changing. So this site is for men. Men are the audience, but it doesn't mean you can't write for the men as a woman. Okay. I wrote an article for them, which was about how to raise a boss daughter, right? So I'm just saying you can write for them and they have good domain authority. Anyway, so they're telling you all this social stuff, okay, that they want. They're not really telling you about structuring your article though. They're more about it being socially correct than they are about the structure of your article. All right. So that's an example of that. Now we go to Thrive Global. Okay. And what they're telling you is, hey, we basically want stories about these things. All right. What success means to you, share your stories about, and they're telling you more, right? Relevant takes on news. They want to know that. They want to know about unplugging and recharging. They want to know about life inspiration. So they're telling you the things they would like for you to write about. Okay. Then they're telling you, hey, please link all your sources. So now we get into these professional guidelines, right? Link all your sources. Don't be just taking folks shit or referring to them. They want you to link. Okay. They say don't tell others people's stories, particular patients and medical stories. So they don't want you just borrowing other folks' stories. Now, telling them about your client is different because you help them to get on the road to that transformation. Now, what you can't do is tell a client story that has nothing to do with you. Okay, that's telling other folks' business. So that's basically what they're telling you. Don't tell other folks' business. Okay. Thrive Global does not publish contributor pieces that are promotional in nature, endorse supplements or medications that offer prospective medical advice. Okay, so they're telling you what they don't publish. Then they're telling you, hey, we seek to publish pieces that are relevant to our core topics. And they taking you back up here to all the core topics. Okay, let's go back. And they do not publish explicit, vulgar, or otherwise inappropriate content. So that's what they're telling you in their guidelines. Let's go to another one. This is Addicted to Success. This is a great entrepreneurial type platform. So they say, write for us what we're looking for. And they tell you what they're looking for. Motivation, success, and personal development is our focus. Okay, so they've gotten away from it being just entrepreneurial. They're talking about motivation, success, inspiration, spirituality, life, period. And then they say we also like articles about startups, business, and entrepreneurship. So they've grown because they used to only do startups, business, and entrepreneurship. Now you can do a lot more on here. All right. So article guidelines. All right, we get into some more professional guidelines. They want your article to be 800 to 1200 words. Okay. So anything over 1500 words will not be reviewed. They basically saying that long ass shit you did, we're not going to read that and we're not going to publish that. Okay. Please limit the formatting of your article when submitted. Plain text is preferred. Okay. So they say it's fine. They saying don't use underlining, don't use bold text, don't use italics. But what they basically want you to use spacing only. Okay. They don't want you to change the size of the font, none of that. Just use spacing and titles and subtitles. They don't need you to format it. Okay. Then they say make sure it's interesting and easy to follow. All right. What we're not looking for. They tell you a whole bunch of stuff that they're not looking for. They want you to use links from outside stuff, but they're telling you what not to use a link to. All right. Ready to submit your article, and then they tell you how to submit it. Let's do one more. Business Insider. Okay, Business Insider. So Business Insider is telling you they accept one-off stuff from outside contributors on a post-by-post basis. So you basically got to pitch them, all right? So they have their own writers, their writing team, but then if you have something great, you can pitch them and they may publish it, okay? And they're telling you, we cover these areas: business news, tech, finance, markets, healthcare, economy, transportation, retail, media, real estate, leadership, and careers. Okay. And they tell you we're looking for submissions that offer unique, thoughtful analysis, engaging commentary, and authoritative advice. They prefer contributing writing from high profile experts and thought leaders. Okay. So that lets you know you can't start with a Business Insider article. You might have to start elsewhere, gain up your online authority of contributing writing, and then come pitch somebody like this. They're saying they're looking for C-suite executives, former executives, professors, investors, venture capitalists, entrepreneurs, attorneys, consultants, authors, technologists, and engineers. So those are some of the people they're looking for, and they want you to already have authority. All right. And then they go into freelance writers or whatever. Let's see. This is their policy. They want must sign a contract. Okay. They want you to do whatever revisions and fact checking they ask you to do. Then they got you how to reach the team, the pitch, all of that good stuff. Okay. So all of that were examples, like real life examples of contributing writing guidelines. Any platform that you want to write for, find what their guidelines are so that you're not submitting something that does not meet the guidelines. Okay. Now, last but not least, I do have a ChatGPT prompt for you. Let me go back to let's go back over here. Let me see what's showing. Okay, cool. So this is the prompt. You're going to insert your clarity statement, okay? And you're going to say, my main offer is, okay, I want to write an article about, insert a summary. I want to emphasize, insert your bullet points, and you say, write a first draft using it should say the attached guidelines. So once you have the platform's guidelines, all you got to do is make it a PDF. Okay. So just print to PDF on your computer and then upload them into ChatGPT. Use this prompt, add in the details, and it's going to write a first draft for you that's going to be in the style that platform wants it to be. Okay. Now, what you're not going to do is just submit that. That's what you're not going to do. So it's not going to be that ChatGPT wrote it and you never touched it again. No, they're getting you started. You want to go in there. You want to add more of your personality. You want to add more detail. You want to add more of your expertise. Okay. You want to add more, but at least this will get you started. But please understand what each platform's guidelines is, including things written by AI, because everybody knows that AI can write. Everybody knows that. If you don't want to lose credibility, I'm going to tell you, don't be out here using just AI to write your stuff and you never finesse it and make it better. Okay. I'm also going to include a link in here to a tool that allows you to score what your AI is. Let me see. I'm going to bring it up because I should have it on my list. Where did it go? Here you go. AI detector. It's called zerogpt.com. It's the name of it. You don't have to join anything. You don't have to pay anything. Okay. It is an AI, but what it does is you just throw your article in here. You click the text and it's going to tell you, let's see, you know what? Let's just go somewhere. Let's go to thriveglobal.com. Okay. Yeah, all of that. Where is the they want you to log in? Can't just give me an article. I tell you what, let's go to Medium. We ain't got time to be playing with them. Okay, human stories. Start reading. Yes, let's start. Y'all play too much. Let me see. The Good Men Project.com. Did I not spell it right? Y'all working my nerves. Let me see. Google. Let me see. Article on business. Okay, let's go here. Business news from, okay. Trending. I don't want one about the election. I want one about business. Let's see. Here we go. So you would be putting your article in there. Oh, I love the way they have the title, they have their key points, and then they have the actual article. I love that format. So I'm going to copy the actual article, including the pictures, because I ain't got time today. Okay. And I'm going to put it inside here. And we're going to see, go away now. Oh, well. What it comes up with. So look, it says that this article that was in there was 45% AI written. 45%. Now I'm gonna tell you, if you have not yet, because a long time ago I told my community to go to this platform. This platform was created by one of our community members. Her name is Leticia Austin. She is our tech guru. She created ithinkcontent.com. So if you log in, there's a rewriter in here that's better than any rewriter I have seen. So I'm going to take that same article, I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to tell it I want it to have a casual, we want US, okay, generate. So keep in mind, this is 45.67%. So it's almost 50% AI written. So we're waiting on it to generate over here a rewritten example of that same article. I don't like to hear everyone, but we're gonna start with it's. I did say casual, but I didn't want it to be like a casual conversation. Okay, what is, oh, it's still writing. That's why. Okay, now it's done. All right, I'm gonna take all of this. We're gonna take it back over here. Let's put in the new stuff. Okay, let's detect. Okay, what you do? Oh, it's doing it. Look, now that says 10%. That's the best rewriter I've ever used. Okay, so this is zerogpt.com is where you're going to check how much it's saying. It's going to detect how much they think it's been AI written, because nowadays platforms are probably using something like this to figure out if you use AI. Okay, then if your detection percentage is very high, we want to get it down, you can go in I Think Content, use the AI rewriter, just dump it in there and let it rewrite it. Okay, now we still want to make sure we're putting our own finesse on stuff. Okay, even though I'm showing you shortcuts, we still want to make sure we're writing, we're adding our stank on it. Okay, got to make sure. So hopefully those tools are helpful. Let me go back to the show notes because we're about to do our round robin right quick. Let me go back and tell y'all what the 8 things that you need to do for your contributing writing content structure. Number 1, you want to do some preparation, some pre-writing considerations. Number 2, you want to craft an engaging headline. Number 3, you want to use a strong opening paragraph. Number 4, we want to provide value through the content. Number 5, we want to structure for readability. Number 6, we want to craft strong calls to actions. Number 7, we don't want to use SEO optimization. Number 8, we want to do the final polishing and proofing. And now you have some tools to help you with that. Okay. And then the bonus was about the pictures that you're going to use. All right. So starting with Dr. Tachi, do you have an obstacle to using any of these strategies to make sure that your contributing writing article is the best that it can be?
No obstacles, because a lot of the things you talked about are things that I have been doing when I am a contributing writer. However, I do now want to, because it's been a while since I've done it regularly, now I want to be more cognizant of SEO words.
Yes, I love it. All right. Y'all know I'm crafting my little question again. All right. So Dr. Latoya Davis, will you have any obstacles using these strategies to submit the best article as a contributing writer?
No, no obstacles.
Cool beans. So y'all got it. I love it. I love it. Let me drop this question over here on the YouTube side. All right. Kimberly, we know you may be at the Dream Funder, so feel free to use the studio comments. Shawana Kennedy Media, you need to start doing, you got your speaking down. Now it's time for you to go on over to that contributing writing. With these obstacles, with these strategies, do you have any obstacles to submitting your best article as a contributing writer?
No, and I definitely love the resources that you gave us, because I do get the privilege to write blogs for a few of my clients. And with that actually being said, yay, I'm going to put it out today. I am, because we've been nominated for a SOVAS award, and part of that is due to the writing that I do for a blog on a website. So I'm excited. So thank you for the resources.
Cool beans. Love it, love it. All right. Stuff moved. What moved? I think next is Dr. LaFera. Dr. LaFera, will you have any obstacles using these strategies to submit your best article as a contributing writer?
I guess not. But one of the things that I wrote down was when I do this stuff like the nurturing and all this stuff, now it's nurturing the people, because you were saying that you would push people back to your group. So for me, like, yeah, I could get the attention, but it's like keeping the people engaged and stuff and pulling them into my offer after I do that. So I have to work on the strategy for that once I do that.
Understood. Understood. But this is where your lead magnets and the funnels attached to them come into play, right? So on my byline is always going to be join my community, right? Because that's the next thing that they can do that doesn't take much. And then if they're in my community, they're going to be a part of this morning show. They're going to have opportunities for free trainings and other ways to get on my email list, right? So my byline is I'm going to push traffic to my community. Now, if I am writing for a platform that also will allow me to add a link where I can add in a lead magnet, I'm going to also add in a lead magnet. So it just depends on your how you have things set up, right?
Yeah, I'm just working on engaging.
I don't want to push traffic to my website as a byline. That does nothing. I need them to be a part of my community where I can nurture them. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody going over there to my website, looking at it, and then never come back to my website again. May or may not download the lead magnet. No, I want them to come over here into the community where it's a free business community that's better than most paid communities. Like, there's no way they won't get nurtured in my community. So
I just need to work on being more like you on the back end. And that's kind of what I was saying. Like, because I can get them, but like, now they got them. Keep them entertained. So that's what I'm working on.
Cool beans. Love it. All right, let's go over here to YouTube. Dewana said, no obstacles, great strategies, and great resources. She gave it 2 thumbs up. Thank you for that, Dewana. Glow said, my obstacle would be using AI, then going through it to not sound like it's AI generated. How is that an obstacle when I just gave you an AI checker and an AI rewriter? So that can't be the obstacle, Glow. It can't be. So you just need to use the tools. That's why I went and found the tools for you, so that would not be an obstacle. All right. Cool beans. All right. Think about if you have any more questions. I'm about to go over these announcements. All right. And so think about if you have any more questions, guys, and I'll catch you after the announcements. All right. Again, today is another day where you're going to need my show notes. So there's only 2 ways you can get my show notes. Number 1, you could be in the group and go to the files section, and that's where the show notes would be, even though I think I haven't put show notes in there all week, but I'm about to get on top of my job. We about to put them all in there today. Okay. So you got to be in the group, shaycannon.info/group. Or you can get the entire morning show in your inbox. You get 2 emails every broadcast day. One to remind you to jump on YouTube Live, and the other is an email that has 2 links, one to the replay and one to the show notes. All right. Now, tonight we have day 2 of the Next Level Clinic. We're rounding it out. If you did not show up for day 1, which was last week, if you do not have a success kit with the replay, then day 2 will not make sense to you. If you want to come be nosy, it's free, that's fine. But what we're not going to do is take everybody that was present for day 1 back over day 1. We're going to answer questions about day 1, but you will have to have seen the replay because we're not going to reteach day 1. All right. So that is tonight. Tomorrow, if you want to get the success kit and go ahead and go through that replay is only about an hour. You still got time to get the success kit, watch the replay, and be ready for tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Go to shaycannon.com/next. Sign up for the event and get the success kit. Tomorrow is Collab Live at 12 p.m. Eastern time, lunchtime. I'm going to live stream into the group, and the value that you get depends on you. I'm only there to facilitate collaborations. So you need to show up with 2 things. Number 1, show up with the collaborations that you need. And number 2, have what you're going to give as value in exchange for that collaboration that you need. All right. We're doing that tomorrow in the free group, shaycannon.info/group at lunchtime. Friday, we have a Get Shit Done work session from 1 to 5 for the paid members. And the free group can jump on at 3 and catch that last 2 hours of the work session. All right. Coming next week, our free training is going to be Business Holiday 911 Clinic. That one may or may not even have a success kit to it because we just are going through trying to make sure that if you want to sell something for the holidays, that you're ready for Black Friday, Christmas, all of the, Cyber Mondays, the Small Business Saturday, the Giving Tuesday, the Cyber Monday. We're going to talk about all of that. And we're just going to try to make sure that if you have any questions about that, that we get those questions answered to it. So that one actually may or may not even have a day 2. But that's going to be the next free training. You'll be able to sign up starting tomorrow is the goal. But that's going to be starting next Wednesday. All right. All right. So that is all of the announcements. Last call for alcohol. Anybody have any questions about contributing writing? So far this week, we've talked about the benefits of it. So if you're still wondering, why should I do this? Ask me questions about the benefits of it. If you're wondering about how do you find a platform, that's what we talked about yesterday. If you have any questions, let me know. Today, we've talked about the structure of your writing, okay? The actual thing that you're going to submit as value to be published. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about once you're published, how to leverage it. That's what we're talking about tomorrow. So anybody have any questions? Let me pull back up YouTube. Glow said, thank you for the tools. Cool beans, Glow. Anybody in studio have any obstacles or any questions or any value adds? All right, cool. Awesome. The studio is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great day, everybody. We'll be right back here tomorrow to round out and end this series. And we're talking